Hello, guys, and welcome to the second day of US Chess Masters 2025. So, I just woke up. I looked at the pairing because they're being released 1 hour before each round, and I'm playing against a kid born in 2009, playing on board 100 against Ekansh Mihrotra. So, what's interesting about it is that he doesn't have a lot of games, and the games he has in the database are all very, very old. As you might see, his rating is 1661, and I mean, right now he's 2023, so it's like those games are just probably not very relatable to this tournament, but still, I want to look at what he played before. So, as you might see, he played e5 and then knight f3, knight c6, and he usually went for, let's say, Italian or Rai Lopez. So I'm not sure what I'm going to play here. I might play bishop c4, I might play bishop b5, it depends. I'll of course take a look at the lines. I have like half an hour before the round starts, so I still have to eat something, so I have enough energy throughout the game. But yeah, that's probably it, and I'll see you after the second round game. All right, guys. For you, it will be a second. For me, it might be like 3, 4 hours. Guys, I just came back from the game. Let's quickly take a look at it and let's see what happened. So, I'm playing with white pieces and start with e4. So my opponent plays e5. I kind of prepped a little bit for it. So knight f3, knight c6, and I play bishop b5. Spanish, Ray Lopez opening. a6, bishop a4, knight f6 castle, bishop e7, and here I played somewhat of not as popular of a move as, let's say, rook e1, but d3. So I quickly took a look at course on Rai Lopez by Niels Grandelius, and he recommends d3 as one of the options because it's less explored, whatever. And I was like, okay, let's go for it. So b5 is played, bishop b3, castle, and now a4. So if I now continue with rook e1, we just get simply a transposition to Marshall with d5. I honestly don't know the theories here, so it would have been a little bit more complicated for me. So I decided I don't want to deal with it, so I'll play a4, so-called anti-Marshall, before, and now a5. Once again, I knew what I was doing because that's all in Niels Grandelio's course. And d6, I think, was not. At least maybe I missed it, but bishop c5 is main recommendation, and after bishop f3, just basically play this position with white pieces with the idea of maybe going knight h4, queen e1, queen g3, and then try to potentially launch an attack on the king side. So d6 was played, h3, bishop e6, knight bd2, knight d7, queen e2, that's all fine, knight c5, and now bishop d5. That's quite typical idea, just to put the bishop to the center. Now, if takes, then knight would have to move somewhere, and let's say knight d4, and then I just takes. Here, I actually calculated a couple of moves. I first was thinking of maybe going queen g4, and that was my kind of main move. And after bishop f6, I plan to go knight e4, but that's I think equal. So I always have to deal with b3. So maybe I have to play b3 and then bishop b2 and try to put some pressure on d4 pawn by playing bishop b2, knight f3, and then trying to take it. So king d7. I played c3, which is kind of fine. My idea was I wanted to be active and I wanted to play d4. So I was like, okay, let's play c3. One of the ideas is also, let's say, black do something random is just maybe even to take, and then d4. And the idea is takes, and d5. But here it doesn't really work. So because, let's say, takes, there is, there is knight b3. As simple as that. And it is equal. So king c6 wasn't played, so I played b takes 3 was played, takes, and now bishop f6. And you might wonder why bishop c6, queen c6, and d4 doesn't work. So yes, d4 we attack the knight, and if knight moves, we play d5. So the thing is, I there are multiple things why this doesn't work. So the easiest to refute it is to play something like knight a4, and after d5 there is knight c3, and after queen d3, you take the pawn on d5, and you just have a bunch of material the for the piece you gave up. So I thought, okay, I mean, black should be good, and the other reason is e takes d4, c takes d4, and now look, pin is insane, and you can still play knight a4 because after d5, yes, oh, I attacked this, I attacked this, I mean, still knight c3, and I believe bishop d5, and the idea is e takes d5, knight d5 once again. Black have a lot of material for the rook. I mean, for the two pieces. So that would have been fine. Rook at b8, and the position is equal. So instead, I played bishop a3, knight a4. That's all fine. Rook f1, protecting the pawn on c3, and now it takes and knight a5. So, and here is probably the most interesting part. So, I looked at three options. I looked at queen e4, I looked at king d1, and I looked at 94. So 94 first, I was like, okay, I'm attacking this way, but there's simple knight b3. And now it's a fork, so, and even if I take on f6 and then, let's say, knight h4, I thought of maybe sacrificing the exchange like I did in the last game, but you know how it turned out. So this, I played bishop b4, attacking the knight on a5. Knight b7, knight a4, now bishop is 7. So knight b7 is good, and after knight e4, he should have played bishop d8. And bishop d8 is giving black some edge. So you'll see why bishop b7 is a mistake, because I actually pre-planned it, and I knew that was a mistake. Now, I thought maybe I'll play knight d5 here, and after takes, like, it looks bad. And yeah, probably I would have calculated it and wouldn't go for this position, but still, I don't know, bishop d8, queen c2, if knight b6, I can only hope that the position will be passive enough. But I mean, as soon as f5 comes, I mean, I'm thinking that I'm in huge trouble. So I was like, apparently that was a mistake. So king d1 was a better option. I actually spent a lot of time calculating, and I'm not sure why I didn't go for it. I thought maybe going knight b7. Because then let's say if I go bishop d6, there is simple knight b2, and should be more or less good for black. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff to calculate, and I was like, okay, knight d4, bishop 7, and here he blundered knight d5. I mean, it's crazy to say blunder because you don't really lose anything. Takes bishop e7. So the idea was that queen e7 and rook a4, and I feel I have some edge. He plays knight c3, and after rook c3, queen e7, rook c1. Let me see how much time I had. It's moved 24. I had 12 minutes on the clock, and while he had, you know how much? He had 57 minutes. So it was like, it was terrible from a time management standpoint for me. So rook c8, I play rook c6, attacking the pawn on a6. Now king goes to d7, and now queen a2, threatening to take on a6. So I first thought of maybe going queen b2 immediately, but then I was like, okay, there might be some knight a5, but knight a5 apparently just loses immediately. So rook's this, and I thought there's rook b8. What am I planning? Oh, queen e5, knight b3, rook c7. Yes, I actually saw that, but I think there was something else. Maybe queen a4? Oh, queen e5, rook b1. Okay, and if knight d8, then I play rook 6 c5, and in case of f5, knight g5. So I actually thought for a while of this position knight f3. I also thought maybe there's simple rook e8, because I mean, what am I threatening? Because h6, yes, I mean h6, I'm attacking this way, e4, and I go knight e5, and I was like, okay, this might be actually good. I actually saw some of these positions, I calculated them, and I was like, okay, I mean, should have a slight edge, but again, computer gives only like plus 0.3, which is nothing on this level. So a5, queen b2, so once again, I missed some queen c4 ideas, because it's really hard to play. Let's say if knight e8, I mean, like, I can play rook c5, but knight b7, rook c6, wait, what is computer even saying here? Oh, knight c5. All right, and then queen f5 and rook a6. And apparently I have an absolutely huge advantage. Plus one, it would have been very, very good. But queen b2 instead, knight d8, rook c5, rook d8, and now I play queen b5 with 1 minute left on the clock because I thought takes, and I have knight d6 idea. But of course, I kind of saw that rook e8 is coming, rook c7, and a4, a3. So I kind of knew that this would probably end in a draw, rook e8, rook c7, a4. And from now on, I didn't really have chance. So rook b2 was best. I played rook c2, and now after basically a3, rook a2, rook e7, rook b7 is coming, and I have no chance to win a game. Knight d2, rook b7, takes knight c4, and now he could have played knight c5, and then knight f5, f6, but to me it looks like he kind of gave up one of the pawns for now, so it's not really needed in these positions. I mean, knight f4 is probably make like an absolutely easy draw, because then king f7, king f6, that's a simple draw. But yeah, f6 is just very precise, just to not let me have this extra pawn, and after takes, I offer the draw, and just like that, I'm sitting at half a point after 2 games. Yes, I mean, I kind of understand that, it's going to be a tough tournament, because, I mean, I'm playing against 2,000 rated opposition pretty much every single game. But, yeah, you obviously want to win with white. Now I'll have black pieces in round number 3, so, and probably again lower rated opponent. I mean, I hope for high rated opponent, but obviously with half points out of 2, it's not really possible. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in round number 3. Enjoy. Bye bye.